Hey everyone, I'm trying a new system. It's called Lula TV, so I can broadcast live to multiple people. So we will see how this goes. Let me just go to my channel. Okay, I see you. Just to make sure that this is playing the right way. Then I will start. This is the weekly energy healing or energy reading. It's not as crazy as it was before. I think it's like the calm before the storm. Oh, okay. It says I'm live via Lula TV. That's not what I wanted to say. I wanted to say ancestral energy healing. Uh, okay. Hey, Amber. Nice to see you. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Miss Murray. I'm trying out a new system to stream live. The only thing is, it says live from Lula TV, and I'm like, I wanted to say the weekly energy healing. Um, but I literally don't see any place where I can put that. So we will figure that out next week. I'm glad you guys can join, and I'll just go back and edit it. I want you guys to know you might think it's real simple, but it's not. These things don't always work well. So, all right. So, everyone, hey, Don, hey, Amber, nice to see you. Nice for the Twitter folks. I don't know. The people on Periscope, literally, I think they just see it's live and they join, but they have no clue what it is. And then I start talking about dragons and ancestors, and they're like, let me get on out of here. So, we'll see if that happens again. And yes, they're real. All right, this is a weekly energy healing. So, for those who don't know me, my name is Lisa Phillips. I'm a real estate investor, best-selling author, but this channel specifically for just guidance we get from the spirit realm. I communicate with archangels. I communicate with other angels. I communicate with my ancestors. And I decided to do a weekly energy healing as guided, channeled from my ancestors because I find that a lot of people channel galactic beings. You would know them as alien or extraterrestrials. We just call them galactics when we connect to them. You're actually probably a galactic being. I know I am at the soul level. And the, archangels as well. But I find that the archangels' message can be too high level. They haven't had an earthly experience. And I notice that the galactic beings have an agenda, right? There's always something that they're trying to do. They always have a slant to it, and they're not always being so truthful because they're trying to guide and steer people away. I do channel guidance from my ancestors who tap into the energy. My ancestors are spiritual, they're warriors, they're magicians, they're actually warrior magicians. And so their advice tends to be very practical, very down to earth, and what we need to do now as humans, as someone who's had earthly existence and have been the better. Amber, yes, I do have a little makeup. I'm trying to, every day that I walk out the house, be a little glammed up. It's part of my femininity journey to tap into my divine feminine. So thank you for noticing. And thank you. Feel good, grow wealthy, Sabrina C. I appreciate your heart. So that is why I do this. You will notice if you look at my energy healings versus what other people channel, it just has a different feel and energy to it because that's what I channel when I do this. It's just more direct. It's down to earth. Now, if you guys learn how to channel your ancestors, and I literally did an introduction to channeling class a week ago. So if you want to learn how to channel the angels or archangels, if you go to my YouTube channel or my website, My Soul Powered Life, I'm going to have it listed. Right now, it's being uploaded to Thinkific. You can learn to do that as well. And then you'll see your differences because if your oracles or your seers or your empaths or your, other type of spiritual beings, you're going to notice that your advice is going to be different speaking to the people who you're meant to speak to. So I think all of you guys need to learn this. Okay. How to speak to your own ancestors and see, so I can listen to your ancestors and see what they're telling us about what is needed to be done. All right. So this week's energy healings, and this is actually, it's the calm before the storm. So the last couple weeks, if you look into the healing, there was definitely polarization and you having to make a decision what side of the light you're going to be on. Are you on the side that doesn't believe spirituality is real? Do you believe in ancestors? Do you believe that there's a higher power versus if you don't? And definitely a spiritual warfare going on because those that have the darker evil forces were definitely trying to make you think that none of this is real. Lisa can't talk to ancestors. You can't talk to ancestors. Angels aren't real. What's that? And when you do that, you rely on them. You rely on government. You rely on what you can see, hear, and feel that they can feed you. You don't think that there's something higher that you can look to and have faith in and trust, right? And that's when they win. So that's spiritual warfare that's been going on. This is all culminating in December 21st, 2020. Watch my video on how to make the most out of December 21st and that huge wave of high frequency, because you're not going to get the most out of it if your energy is not you have to cleanse and you have to activate some of your DNA. You don't have to, but then it means the work that you have to do, you don't have to do as much work, right? And then you can just take the full vibration. Not everyone's going to shift at the same amount when this high dose of high frequency energy on December 21st, 2020 comes, right? Some of you, if you haven't done any of the work, you're only going to shift that much. Me, I've done the work. I do the work every day. I'm going to shift this much. I've already activated 20% of my DNA, okay? So if y'all haven't activated any, that's just more time that it has to spend on that. And remember, this is only going to come once, right? And a 26,000 year cycle. You want to be able to integrate as much of the healing as possible. So I did a whole video on how it works, how I work with the high energy. Just check it out. It's very, very important. That's literally why I did this whole channel, just to help those who are willing to wake up know what to do. So that's been the polarization. But this one is not a low energy. It's not an energy like this that's hopping back and forth. It's the calm before the storm. Now it's time to, sorry, I'm looking at my notes. It's basically time to face your truth and face the upcoming truths that are about to be revealed when all of this happens, because you guys are watching me. So there's some level of you understanding that there's bigger things, but there's going to be a lot of revelations taking forward, and it needs you to prepare for what is about to come over the next 4 weeks. There's going to be a lot of extreme energy. So take this week to prepare. Go to sleep early if you need to, because that's one of the symptoms I've been having. Clean your room. Just this is preparation for what's to come. You're not going to have a big shift like this without rocking some boats, okay? About the people who want to keep you distracted, they know this is their last, hurrah. So they're trying to keep us, in a certain place and not ascend and go higher so that we can stay low. Is it time for a great year already? Trip Beam. I live a 5D life. I'm not 3D, meaning I integrate the spirit world all day. I've been having the time of my life, and I'm manifesting like crazy. So it really is up to you what you're going to experience. So it's already the great years for some of us. If it's not a great year for you, I will always recommend going deep inside, doing the spiritual work. And if you're not happy with it, I'm really big into manifesting, and I'm a magician at heart, right? So I'm really big in, if I don't like something, all right, let me manifest what I do like. So I only stick in the negative just to tell me what the positive is that I want, and then I focus on accomplishing that. I would highly recommend that. You are a creator. We create the world that we live in. So if you want a better year, you can definitely do it, but you have to believe it and you have to work on it, and you can't stuck on the negative. So some of us haven't, this has been my year, So I just want to say that as far as 2020, this has been a great year for some of us. And the people that I hang with, I do hang out with very highly spiritual people who have gotten to a very high level of faith, frequency, and vibration. We've all been having a great year. Yes, we understand what's going on outside the world, but we definitely believe, and we create our own reality, and we work on that, and we don't stay stuck in the negative emotions. Negative emotions are only an indicator. Right now, peace, love, and light from Smyrna Beach, Florida. Thank you for your help and your support. Thank you, Katisha. Glad someone on Instagram finally saw this. Feel good, grow wealthy. Sabrina says, thank you. You broke it down good. Okay, thank you. So I hope you guys are all feeling that this is the calm before the storm and time for preparation. We are going through a lot of major changes as we wake up. That's not going to come easy. So, feel the energies, feel the vibration. Relish this week to just get your house in order for what's going to come. And like I always say, we manifest, you manifest. If you don't manifest your life, that's okay, but that's your choice. But right now, whatever you want, you can put your energy and work towards. I hope you do it, but if not, it's your journey. If you choose not to, if you choose to just take what's given to you and not manifest and work on what you actually want versus what you think you should take, That is definitely your choice. There's another way of doing this, and I hope you do look into manifesting and the magic of life and learning how to tap into it. So I'll end it on that because I don't know. I'm just tired. And now that I wear makeup, I have to do a double face washing routine. So, and I got to figure out how to take these lashes off. I shouldn't be telling you guys all this, but whatever. So I'm going to let you guys go. There is more to come, but please take out my video on how to make the most out of your energy upgrade. That's coming in December 21st. Amber writes, I find myself reeling back because I realize not everyone is content and are stressing because of the financial effects of COVID. Yeah, Amber, I'm not saying, it depends on, I'm a financial advisor. So when people suffer financial setbacks, I'm sort of used to seeing that. So it doesn't take me as much because as someone who has done this and then I teach it, I know that right now I can go to anyone right now and tell them the basis of real estate investing. But if they don't want to hear it, they don't want to hear it. So I've learned a level of detachment, Amber, when it comes to that. So when people suffer financially, there's tons of things they can do. I meet people all the time. My job says I have to do this. And I'm like, okay, get a couple of side hustles until you don't need the job, right? And they're like, I can't do that. And I'm like, okay, if you think you can't, you can't, right? But like, I'm not about to spend my time telling you about the 1,000 different things I've done and other people have done to make money, right? There are crackheads, and I don't like that word. There are drug addicts in my neighborhood who make $50 a pop doing lawns, and they do 4 lawns a day, right? And they're making $200 cash under the table, no taxes, and they're not sitting here complaining about they can't make money, right? And so, like, at the end of the day, if you think you can't, you can't. That is your choice. I can't do anything, but I know I've been teaching a lot when it comes to finances a long time, and you can talk all day. If no one's ready to receive it, nor ready to look, if they're not hopeful, if they don't believe in hope yet, and that's gone from them, that is definitely their journey. That's a spiritual journey. So I don't get as invested in hardships financially just because I teach it and I see that it doesn't matter. I can teach all day, but if you're not ready to accept it and do the work, it doesn't matter. I love my sister because she gives me a good example of this. I sat her down and she asked me for money. And I'm the kind of person, you ask me for money, I can give it to you and know it's not a loan because you can't pay me back. I know your financial situation, but I'm going to sit you down and go, this is what you need to do. And so I sat her down. We spent like 2 hours going over all her budgets, how much she makes. And I'm like, you need to either get an apartment that costs $500 a month or less, be a roommate that costs $500 a month or less, or get 2 roommates and a second job, right? Told her that. A year later, she's asking me for money again. Did you do any of those things that are very doable for someone in your situation? No. Okay, love you. Financial hardships, I know. But, it's all on you if you want to do it or not. So I don't really get reeled in on that. Amber's saying, right, I get it. I'm talking about as simple as going to the store. The separation is real. Amber, yeah, it just, like I said, there are drug addicts making money right now. So so it's like, if you don't think you can, you can't. If you want to, you can. I teach side hustles. I've done side hustles. I've seen other people successful in it. So it's definitely, it can be done, right? But I do find that more people, what gets in their way isn't the fact that it can be done. It's just the fact that they don't think it can be done. And that is a mindset spiritual issue because, that limiting belief on, I can't do this, right? And that is something, girl, you are so correct. Amber's like, right. People don't listen. They don't. Elijah, I just did an ancestral energy reading. Basically prepare for what's about to come up in the next 4 weeks. And also, I would, if I were you, look at my video on how to get the most of the energy upgrade, the huge wave of frequency and light that's coming from God and source. Religious people call it the rapture. We just call it ascension. That will be coming down to earth and how to make the most of it. So my channel on YouTube is Lisa, the Soul Level Healing, if you want to look that up. I also teach magic classes and how to channel your ancestor classes. So you can also do that. I think every person should be able to channel their ancestors because you might find out that, my ancestors are the reason I manifest so well. They've been taking me through. They're like, in your past life, you did this. In your past life, you did this. In your past life, you did that. And so what they've been doing is like, you're going to activate this part of your DNA. You're going to activate this part. And so what I've been doing over the last 3 years is just activating different parts of my DNA of my past lives. And I wouldn't have any idea if I had not been able to communicate and channel my ancestors. but they know your history. Like I was working with the angels for 4 years, but they never told me to activate these different parts, right? They don't know me and my past histories the way my ancestors do. So your ancestors are going to know you and what you need to do for your purpose more than anyone else. And, I can sit here and say I've activated about, I think 19-20% of my DNA. It keeps going up. So 20% of my DNA. So when that big frequency comes in, y'all are going to be activating the 18%, but I already did that. So I can absorb more of that high frequency energy that's going to be pulsing in. Hey, so if your energy is blocked, Elijah, go ahead and you can do it a couple ways to unblock it. You can visualize divine white light because that's really cleansing and healing, washing away. You can ask Archangel Michael and his Legion of Lights because Archangel Michael has, I don't know, he's just really powerful to help you clear and block all of your energy blockages. You can picture divine white light coming in, going through all your chakras. I do that before I channel. It helps cleanse and unblock my chakras, which also helps me channel more clearly. So I don't have to concentrate as much when I'm channeling my ancestors or the angels. Or you can use sage. You can use physical sage or Florida water with the intention of cleansing. I like spiritual baths where you put salt in it. Those are very, 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 very powerful on cleansing your energy. So you can use a mixture of visualizations and whatnot, but now is not the time to be blocked. Now is the time. If you need to open, it is the time to open. You don't want to only get this much of the shift and everyone else is getting this much. You don't want to be there. I do have a more in-depth video on this. This is just the ancestor reading. So I'm just going to, okay, it's cool. I think I got all of the questions you guys have right now. Thank you, Amber, Feel Good, Grow Wealthy, Sabrina. Thank you, Don, Trip Me, and Elijah. I do appreciate you guys participating. I'm going to be doing more of these. And, I do have a question. All right, y'all ask questions. I don't mind staying on at all. Can my angels? Yes. Once that's why I did the channeling class, which you could also get the replay, is because once you know how to channel, you can ask questions like, look, I'm trying to get to X. What do I need to do today to do it? And I literally would, if I had a big goal, I would literally ask that every day. And like all of a sudden, like this thing would pop up, like do this. And I'm like, okay. And I would just do it. And every single thing was like getting me to my goal. Or I'd be like, why isn't this coming? What's blocked? What needs to be uncleared? And I would ask my angels that. And they would be like, they would either show and either tell me if it's a channeling session or throughout the day, they would show and guide me or something would be brought up that I would recognize as like, oh, I need to clear this. Okay. So this anxiousness, this resistance, that's not helping. And so because that channel of communication was so clear, it just made it super easy to manifest. Now, 4 years in the game, I am a magician. My ancestors that I just channeled, we are warrior magicians. We are the people we're warrior mages. Like if you look at Skyrim, we were the ones that were like +5 healing and we were like shooting out beams and, we were calling in our dragons. Like we are that fairy tale, like spiritual people. That's why it's so important to know who your ancestors are. Because to me, I just think it's really interesting to see what your lineage is, your ancestral spiritual lineage is. And so what was I thinking? Oh, gosh. Let me go back to the question. Yeah. And so for 4 years in, that's my lineage. I'm going to be really good. Now, the good thing is I'm also a teacher. So I teach classes on this. Now, I'm not going to teach the higher level stuff because y'all ain't ready. I literally will have to like make sure you can get to the level where you're instantly manifesting within the same day. And honestly, some of y'all ain't got the vibration level to handle that level of responsibility. This ain't going to be Atlantis where you're doing all sorts of evil stuff with it. So I do teach the beginners and the basics, and you take from that. There are some stuff that I have to vet people. I was just having this conversation with the angels. Like, yeah, I don't think anyone's ready to have it. But, I am a magician. The 3 magi who went and visited Christ when he was born, and they brought frankincense, myrrh, and gold. Like magician. Magi is magician. That is my lineage. So the angels help manifest. I already have natural talent. And so it depends. A lot of people who are drawn to me are also magicians as well. And they're like, girl, I've been speaking stuff into existence since I was 5, right? So then you have that ability too. You just need to harness it and manifest it, and the angels can help. Amber, I am on Instagram. Yes, ma'am. Katisha, thank you so much. I'm going to add you. I'm Amber Vibration. Oh, yes, Amber. Thank you so much. Yeah, so if you guys don't have any more questions about channeling ancestors and energy reading, Elijah, okay. I think I might have blocked my energy on my own on accident because I was seeing shadow people. Yeah, if you have fear, you can close yourself down. I see shadow people as well. A big part of that, so you don't see them, is cleansing your space and your aura, right? So they don't bother me as much because I'm always calling down divine white light into my house. I'm transmuting everything that isn't divine love and light to divine love and light. And I'm asking Archangel Michael to remove and bind any demons that are not for my highest good, any low vibrational beings, even negative beings, out of my house, and make sure they do not come back and put a shield of protection, right? So there's a lot going on in the spiritual realm that we're going to start seeing. But when you do that, and you do that every day, you should be more comfortable, Elijah, letting your natural gifts come without being fear that you'll see something you shouldn't. You can surround yourself in a crystal grid or a white dome, or visualize yourself in a dome. So there's things that you can do. So the shadow people are there. They're there all the time. It's just your conscious awareness of them. I personally cleanse my space. You're not like, I don't let them here. So once a day, I do that energy to cleanse everything. And otherwise, I see shadow people. So they're just out the corner of my eyes. Oh gosh, you're having dreams of something. Elijah, cleanse. You can't have if you're having dreams of someone trying to take your soul, and it's more than once. You need to cleanse, and you need to really cover yourself in protection. The lower your vibration, the more they mess with you. So for instance, my vibration is so high, if there's a demon around, they don't mess with me. Okay? They just don't. It doesn't work, right? Like, they can't attach to this. I'm not even on their level. That's like if you see like say a homeless guy and an angel, right? You know, who's the demon going to buy into? The homeless guy or the angel? Nothing against homeless people. I'm just saying it's like vibration level, right? Although there's homeless people who are very centered and tuned and spiritual. That's true. But I'm just talking about the one who's not centered and spiritual, right? So your vibration being lower means that you are more of a target than someone with a high vibration, that they know it would take too much work for them to work with a high vibration. So you need to start cleansing yourself. Now, if you can't do it through your visualization, get a sage, right? But them calling your name and having that much of a connection to you, you need to surround yourself in protection. Call on your higher self and guardian angels to protect you every day when you wake up. I did this every day because I don't know. I guess because just naturally as a warrior, when I first got into this, I was like protection. And then like I'm a in ancient Kemet, there's something called Hekasal, and it was like protector mage. And like, it's funny because as a warrior, a spiritual warrior, like my first thing when I got into this was like protection. And I asked for it every day, and I asked for it so much that it's here. And I think that you might need the same. Yeah, you know, hey, your eyes are open, Elijah. So if you're seeing that, that's fine. You just need to raise your vibration so I can see a lower vibrational being. They're just not going to fuck with me, right? You know, they're just not going to mess with me. So it's okay that you're seeing that. Like, those are your gifts, but you just need to surround yourself in protection and your high vibration where you can see it, but they're not going to mess with you because it's too much for them to try to stick to you or try to follow or try to mess with you. And they know that you're so solid. So that's what I would do if I were you. All right. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to do more of these. Lula TV looks like it's the business. It makes it so it's not choppy. It's doing it through. I see everyone's comments. Elijah, raise your vibration. Get a sage stick if that's what you need. But you can also do it through visualization. I would definitely do a spiritual bath. You shouldn't have that much of a connection to these beings. You just shouldn't. And if you do, it should be on your own terms when you want to see them. Okay. But if you are lower vibration and you're not doing these energy works and this energy maintenance, you are fair game. And trust and believe, most of the people who are acting funny literally have low vibrational beings on them, but we haven't learned how to do energy work, right? That's why I cleanse every day. And, you know, also I have a public platform. So there's a lot of people who had negative thought forms towards me. And my angels were like, you need to cleanse this every day because some people just don't like how you roll. And that's negative energy that sticks on you if you don't clean it. So I knew from an earlier time that you have to maintain it, and just a negative thought's enough to affect your energy. But if you cleanse it, it doesn't matter. If you raise your vibration, it bounces off, right? So that's why it's really important too. And with the veil being thinning right now, you know, I say embrace your gifts, but protect yourself, okay? And you do that with crystals as well. So I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I'm going to do more of these. And I have other items coming up all around the ascension, all around the shift. So I did a channeling session with my angels, and I was like, look, this is how I understand the shift, and this is how, was this correct? They're like, yeah. So everything I wrote about how to prepare and get the most out of the energy shift on my YouTube channel, please check it out. It's very, very important. Okay. All right, guys. I will talk to you. Elijah has a last question. What's up? No, thanks, Amber, for helping him out. Elijah needs some help. So, I mean, you ain't got to do anything if you don't want to. You have free will. But if I were you, I would definitely take a spiritual bath and cleanse and call in daily protection and call on Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael has dominion over all lower vibrational beings. So if you ask him to remove things from you, they listen to him. You know, it's basically, when it comes to lower vibrational beings, like, it's listening to God. Like, they go. And we've had to clear out some low vibrational beings myself. What was your last question? I don't think it was a question. You're just telling me I can make my body feel like electricity's flowing through me. How can I push it out? You know what? Ground it. I go ahead and ground it, because then you're anchoring into Gaia. So picture a stream of light coming from the base of your spine into the ground, in all the way through the center of the earth, where there's, like, I picture a black rock, like tourmaline or black crystal, maybe onyx, tourmaline, jet, and where it hooks on and it pulls the energy down. Now, when I do these angelic healing, that's high vibrational energy, I have to ground that. It's just too much energy and it makes my head feel floaty, right? So I have to ground it. So you just have a lot of power. You might be a magician or a warrior mage as well. You just haven't tapped in or done the training that you need to be doing as a warrior mage. It's funny. I have a soulmate, and like, he's going through this too, and he's coming into his warrior mageness, and so it's cool to see a budding warlock come to life. But it's just like, if you don't know what to do, it's just wasted talent. So yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much.